Non-Americans of Reddit, what is the craziest rumor you heard about America that turned out to be true? Before we start, be sure to like and subscribe to be the first to know about new videos. Comment your answer below. Surfer dudes actually speak like that. I really want to check something. In the movies/series, schools have a bleep ton of extracurricular activities and clubs. Basketball, football, swimming, cheerleaders, chess, and a lot of more. How true is that? Also, how serious are those games between schools? That people actually get attacked by alligators which got in their pools, specifically referring to Florida here. I'm from Quebec, and when we went down to Boston for a school trip, I sneezed in public and heard 2 or 3 people say bless you. Quite a weird rumor I had heard not 2 months prior to that. I thought it was nice. That Dolly Parton has her own theme park in Tennessee. I thought it was a joke. I always thought that the Olive Garden in The Simpsons was just code for generic restaurant. I'm still not 100% sure is true, so hopefully can confirm. Boy is pronounced buoy. I studied in Maryland for about half a year back in 2017. I'd always heard that Americans are like super good at bye. I was pretty much all alone during Thanksgiving since everyone else was with their families. One of the RAs I'd befriended knocked on my door and brought me all different kinds of bye. Dear Lord, I've never tasted anything that delicious. From blueberry to apple to pumpkin. Every single pie. They were all amazing. All the food is bigger. I'm from Australia, and all my life I believed red Solo cups were like 555 area codes, a Hollywood prop. When I migrated to the US, my mill was making dinner and offered me iced tea in a red Solo cup. I lost it, made everyone sign the cup. I've still got it. Free refills. Sports bars are actually exactly how they're portrayed on TV. Masked people come to your house, knock on your door asking for candy. Mostly it's just packs of kids, but sometimes whole families. This was my friend's Halloween culture shock. Drink sizes. Holy bleep. When my family visited in 2017, we landed in Texas for a stopover. First thing I saw in the shops part of the terminal was a dude who was drinking from what looked like an actual bleep bucket. Here in NZR, large drinks would be considered an American small or maybe medium. Not exactly crazy, but I wanted to test out the stereotype that Americans will talk to anyone, so I sought out a sports bar on my first visit. Ended up having a ton of really fun conversations with total strangers who we'll never talk to ever again. It was great. Biscuits and gravy is a legit thing. Also, you can ride motorcycles without helmets in some states. And your iced tea isn't sweetened unless you ask for sweet. $2 bills. American state and national parks are some of the most beautiful places on Earth. All parks could use more funding, but American parks are well staffed and maintained. There's real pride. Crazy hospitable, turned out to be true. Talkative, turned out to be true as well. I actually don't properly know if this is true, but you have like a whole aisle in your supermarkets dedicated to just the hundreds of cereals you have. The minimal amount of paid days off you get from work. A friend of mine from Wisconsin was very proud he got 20 days off per year. If someone in Germany would offer me only 20 days, I would laugh at him and leave. As an American, I think you could also ask this question to Americans. Cause there are some weird bleep states, man. I've had several German friends who were amazed that at house parties everyone actually does drink out of red Solo cups. They thought that was just a weird thing people did in movies, and now they think it is a huge conspiracy or something. That you can identify Texans with the simple phrase "the stars at night are big and bright." Parents were from the USSR. They were bleep shocked on how nice you Americans are. They said that you're a weird type of nice, but nice regardless. It didn't even matter they were from the USSR, moved to the States post-collapse, you Americans seem to accept them anyway. That Hawaiians really like spam. The honking. I thought it was a movie stereotype, and then I went to New York. So apparently yellow school buses are actually a thing in America. I honestly thought it was just a cartoon thing, but nope. The "Take Me Out to the Ball Game" song that's apparently sung at baseball games. Still not entirely sure that guy wasn't taking the piss out of me. That American kids eat straight sugar. Walked onto the playground and saw kids chugging these long thin sticks. I tried and it was just colored sugar, lol. Called them pixie sticks. You can see into the public toilet cubicles. Before I moved to America, I heard about dishwashers. That bleep sounded too good to be true. Well, imagine my surprise. Not really crazy, but I just learned you guys have like outdoor sirens that get tested somewhat frequently. I've only heard those noises in video games and movies until my friend sent me a clip, because I had no idea it actually happened. 2017 in Athens, Georgia. I passed out at work and was fine, but my boss had already called an ambulance and insisted I get checked out. A less than 2-mile ambulance ride cost me $950 with insurance. I was only dehydrated. Free soft drink refills in restaurants. Like WTH. That there are many libraries of all kinds in the United States. That they are able to drink from the sink. I tried that and spit the water. It tastes like bleep in my country, but when I went to America it tastes great. People of Walmart. As a Brit living in America, the amount of pharmaceutical commercials on TV is creepy. The SAT's exam being multiple choice. They have milk in gallon cartons. When I visited America, I went to supermarket for some breakfast stuff, cereal and milk. All they had was milk in gallons. Who could possibly have that much milk? I asked for a smaller carton and the lady who worked there just laughed at me and made a remark about "Don't we like milk in England?" That public transport is almost non-existent in many smaller towns, which makes it a necessity for teens to have their own cars. Nearly every man is circumcised regardless of religion. That you can get into university just by being good at sports. Like, bleep. They have garbage disposals in their kitchens. That's just so wild to me. Homeowners associations. What the bleep is up with that? When you sail west you arrive in America, not India. Good point to mention here, the US is massive. Culture shifts based on different areas you're in. Things like food and the way people talk or act in the South versus the North or East versus the West varies a surprising amount. Can you really buy a gun at Walmart? We have Walmart here in Canada, but I've always wondered if you can really buy one just like that in the States. I'm an American, but one that I've heard a lot is that we have a bunch of trees. I've never really thought about, but when I was told this I did some research. Turns out about 70% of the US is forested. Guess we have an abnormal amount of trees. Not really a rumor, but your houses are made of mostly air and dry walls. I think that's pretty crazy. How deeply religious and patriotic it is in contrast to Europe. That education costs 2 souls. That there are security guards or cops in the school's halls, and some even have metal detectors at the entrance like the TSA at airports. That they actually do wear shoes indoors. I thought it was just a movies thing, less hassle filming, but no. I never understood why people in American TV series lost their house and job just because they got really sick. Then I found out that it can happen in America. People in their 20s can earn 6-figure salaries. That they're not allowed to just cross the road wherever it's safe. Jaywalking is the term, I think. Just reading through these comments and going yep. Yup. That's true. Yep. We were at a bar once and a friend who was visiting from US told us that you can be charged couple of thousands of dollars just to be transported to the hospital, and your total bill can be tens of thousands. We were all like, dude, come on, don't lie so much. Turns put it was true, lol. That a lot of American houses are actually built with a lot of wood and a lot less concrete than here in Germany. You would never get the idea to build a house out of wood here. But when I went to Minnesota, lo and behold, my host family had one of those wooden houses I've seen in movies and such. To me it was mind-boggling at the time. I remember reading about trick-or-treating in books and thinking it has to be fake. Tricking/pranking strangers? Stranger danger? Walking around at night and risking being kidnapped? If the president blocks you on Twitter, you can sue him and he has to unblock you. The extent of the tipping culture is frankly shocking to me. That you can be fined if you don't mow your lawn or park your car incorrectly. I really can't believe that's true. That you can rack up 100,000 upward in debt easily through student loans. You have been visited by Sad Cat. Like this video and subscribe to the channel to make Sad Cat happy again.